Welcome to this week's edition of Rick Answers His Email. First up today is from Randy in Illinois, who says, is Windows Explorer, I think he's referring to Internet Explorer, 8 any better than Internet Explorer 7? Slightly. I think there's a lot of things they've added to it that are good. It is faster. It's supposed to be safer. With that being said, though, I never use Internet Explorer, and I probably never will because Mozilla Firefox and Google Chrome both do more for me than Internet Explorer ever has and I think ever could. And I strongly encourage everyone out there not to use Internet Explorer simply because of the safety factor. Ivan has an interesting problem going on where when he opens a program it immediately minimizes, and he says he'll try to bring it back up but it'll minimize again. Oftentimes that is due to the fact that the restore button, which is this guy here, when it's maximize, when it's got the single square, and when it's got the two little squares it's the restore, that the function of the less than maximum size is the minimize position. And Ivan, I think the best thing to do at this point is to go ahead and open the program, bring it up to its maximum size, hit the middle button to bring it back to less than maximum, hit the middle button here, which is a restore button, bring it back to less than maximum, and then readjust the size of the window to be whatever size you want. And then instead of clicking the X, I want you to click File and Exit, or File and Close depending on the name of the program. And in Windows, that usually forces Windows to remember that position as the secondary position of the window. So you have the maximum position and then the secondary position, which is the restore position, and that hopefully will solve your problem. Terry's writing in asking about cable internet prices and wondering if I think that Bresnan is going to lower their prices. I have no idea, Terry. I think as long as competition is not around, and there isn't a lot of competition in our area, you're going to see prices maintain. Until competition comes into the area, I think you're going to be paying the same prices. Kathy's writing in with a great question. She's trying to do different searches on Google or Yahoo or different websites, but instead of getting the results for those websites or even getting to those websites, she's getting to a website called clickme.com, which is a spyware website. And that means your computer has been hijacked. You have a hijacker on your computer that is redirecting where you want to go to where they want you to go. So the only way you're going to get rid of that is to run Spybot Search and Destroy and or Combo Fix that are both on my website at helpmerick.com. Lower right hand side you're going to see a security area, and you can download both of those programs, Spybot Search and Destroy and Combo Fix. Don't download them anywhere else, because if you try to search for them you're going to end up with bad results. So just use my website, the links there should take you and get those tools for you and clean you up, and then follow the other security tips I have on the website to keep your computer running clean, and do not use Internet Explorer. Charles, in this case it's just you because I checked both of the videos. I had to do 2 of them last week for episode 43, and they both have the audio, so you may have just had something turned off or need to restart your browser to get it up and running. Mark has been infected with the Antivirus 2009 and he's still having trouble getting all the way connected with his computer. And if you use the instructions I had on my website, you probably used Combo Fix, and if that still didn't fix everything, also run the Malware Bytes that's listed in that article, Malware Bytes, and I would also run Spybot Search and Destroy. And if those 3 things, between those 2 and the Combo Fix, don't do it for you, you're going to need someone else to look at your computer and or just decide to bite the bullet. And if it's been infected bad enough, you're going to have to back up your data, start over, so that you can start from scratch. Edward's writing in and wondering what medium is best for video archiving, and he said a Video Maker magazine says mini DV. I just don't think tapes are going to be around a lot longer, and to me the best way to archive anything, whether it be photos or video or anything, is digitally, and put them on CDs or DVDs, and or back them up to an online website where it'll be archived there, and then you can always pull the data off and back it up to other media as you go. Certainly mini DV is still around, but getting harder and harder to find. In fact, most stores these days are carrying primarily hard drive video cameras, so I don't think mini DV is going to be long for this world, and if it was me, I wouldn't be archiving my video on mini DV. Dwight, you wrote in about some email problems you're having about deleting different messages, but you didn't tell me what program you're using, whether it's Outlook Express, Microsoft Outlook, Thunderbird. I'm not sure what you're using. so I can't really give you any feedback on that, except I will tell you what happens if you click the delete button or right click and try to delete a message versus doing the delete, and I'm talking the delete icon on your toolbar instead of the delete button on your keyboard. But in regards to your second question, how to get the taskbar to stay put, so the way to get your taskbar to stay put is just right click the taskbar, go to properties, and then in the properties make sure the auto hide the taskbar is not checked. Art's writing in has an extremely fast cable connection at his house and is wondering how he can get faster wireless connection. And your cable company is right, you're never going to get that full bandwidth that you get connected to a cable, connected to an Ethernet cable, that you are going to get on wireless. But you can get faster if you use the wireless in. Wireless in is the new standard for wireless, but you have to have a wireless router that is in capable, and you have to have the wireless receiver on your laptop or your other desktop that is also in capable in order to take advantage of the greater bandwidth and the greater distance that it can cover. Sounds like Don is using Firefox and he's trying to access his Yahoo and his Gmail through the Firefox browser, but it's not remembering his username and password anymore and staying logged in. More than likely what's happened, Don, is if you go to Tools and then Options and then you click Privacy right here. When you click Privacy, there's an option down here at the bottom that says Private Data. Always clear my data when I close Firefox. Private data means your cookies and other temporary files that are maintaining those that login information for you for Gmail and Yahoo. And if that's checked, every time you close Firefox, that cookie that's saving that information is deleted. When you re-log into Firefox, you have to re-enter your information because the cookie has been lost. So make sure that that is not checked. The other thing you can check here on the cookies is where it says keep the cookie until. The best thing to do there is until they expire, because if you click again, when I close Firefox, that cookie will be deleted. You'll have to re-log in the next time you open your browser. The last question of the day is from Jim, who wants to upgrade the RAM on his HP laptop. Currently it has 2 gigabytes, and from his research he thinks that 2 gigabytes is the maximum amount, and he's wondering, is that true? The best thing to do, Jim, is to go to Crucial.com. Here it is, the website Crucial.com, and click this big blue button that says Scan My System. And when you click the button and run its little tool, it's going to give you a report that's going to tell you how much RAM you currently have, how many slots you have on your computer, and what the maximum amount of RAM is for your computer. And if it comes up with 2 gigabytes as well, then that is the max you can put. Thanks again for writing this week. We'll be back next week with more Rick Answers My Email.